one thing that I said actually early days of Angrybirds that we're going to have 100 million downloads. So I started saying that inside the company and also outside, and immediately I was told that, hey Peter, you're crazy, that nobody has had 100 million downloads of anything. Tetris, 20 years of history back then, not even Tetris had gotten to 100 million. Okay, now they have, but back then they hadn't. So I was told that it's like totally insane, you can't it's impossible. And then basically what happened was that in the first 12 months we got 50 million downloads, a lot. Then Christmas 2010, everybody got new iPhones, Androids, 25 million new downloads just over Christmas. And then in March 2011, we got to the 100 million, which was supposed to be impossible. And after that it was easy. And when Angry Birds came out, 12 people in the company, then we scaled that to 850, meaning that most of the people were new and they didn't know any better. So when you ask them, like, what do you actually do at Rovio? Oh, we make games, and then 100 million downloads happens. So it became like normal and easy. And then when I'm like asked that, okay, so what's like the secret of success? I said, okay, I mean, being from Finland, of course you know that everybody in the company knows how to walk on water. That's how we made it happen. And then people are like, okay, but walking on water is like a bit difficult. And then, yes, true, but so is 100 million downloads. But like once you know how to do it, it's no big deal. So everybody that joined the company, they just thought that it's normal that, okay, we make these Angry Birds games and then we put them in the App Store and 100 million downloads happen. When we launched Angry Birds Space, we launched the game in space together with NASA on the International Space Station. So first game ever to be launched in space. And it's just like, okay, hey, no big deal, of course. I mean, when you launch a game about space, of course you do that. So we launched it on the ISS, and we had Don Pettit, one of the astronauts, like create this real-life version of Angry Birds on the space station and talking about microgravity and trajectories and like all of that stuff. And you can still find the video on YouTube. And the nice thing there is it didn't cost us anything. I mean, we didn't, NASA couldn't accept any, payment anyway, public, institution. And we actually got Samsung to pay for like the whole marketing campaign and everything around that. And we didn't stop there. I mean, we looked at, okay, all things space. So then there's the Space Needle in Seattle. So we put a massive, massive red bird on the Space Needle. And if you Google Space Needle, the images that come up first, it's actually the Space Needle with the red bird. So that was also like became this iconic image. People come and go, so that's how it goes. And 100 people, 12 people, 850 people. So it's again life, and in like life in any startup, any company. So there's ups and downs, and that was actually kind of like the point that I wanted to make. That you could always say that, oh, why didn't you guys start with Angry Birds? And forget about like doing all of those 51 games. But it's like the world doesn't work that way. I mean, you could also tell Ilkka that, oh, you guys did this Sumea and Digital Chocolate thing, but why didn't you start with, Clash of Clans and Supercell? I mean, why waste time? So of course you need to learn. I don't think that, Ilkka and the guys, they couldn't build Supercell without building Sumea, turning that into Digital Chocolate, leaving that, starting Supercell. Also, actually, the first game that Supercell made was this Super Shine, I think it was called, or something like that, complete flop, and they almost died. And then they made Clash of Clans and Heyday, and then rest is history, 10 billion.